Hello guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. Today we will go through the day 23 problem from August Lead Coding Challenge, Stream of Characters. Please like the video, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any update. Implement the stream checker class as follows. In constructor, initialize the data structure with the given words. In method query, return true if and only if sum k is greater than equals to 1. The last k characters queried spell one of the characters in the given list. Here is a simple example. We'll discuss it thoroughly in a bit. As the question deals with finding if the word exists or not, the best data structure to use is try. It is a widely used data structure in Internet dictionaries, and also when you Google search, it gives you suggestions in searches. We have already made a video explaining the implementation of try in detail. You can check it out if you are unfamiliar with the data structure. The rest of the video will be then easy to understand. The link is at the top and in the description below. Every try has a root node. Inside this root node, we will have an array of 26 as only lowercase characters will be present in the words. Now with every character, there will be again an array of 26. This is the basic structure of a try. We will also have a flag to signify the end of the word. Working with the same approach in the case of first word, we will store the value at C position and then inside C at D position. We will also update the end of the word flag for D. Similarly, we will do it for the rest of the words, and this try will be generated. Now comes the part where we need to call the query method and see if the current character and its previous query character form a word which is present in the list of the word or not. Let's see what it actually means. We'll start off with the first query. Now as A is not present in the root node, we are sure there is no word, so we return false. Same will happen with the next query, where we need to find if any word which is B or AB using the previous query too. Coming to third query, we need to find if there is C in the try. C exists in the try, but as we can see, it is not the end of the word, or C is not the word given in the list, so we return false for it too. Moving on to the finding D, here comes a logic that we need to understand. Here we need to find a word which ends with D, and it can use the character from the previous query as well, but in a continuous way. As D alone is not present, we check for its previous query C and find any word which start at C and end at D. We know this word exists, and also D is the end of the word, so we return true. For now, let's forget about all the other query statement and focus on these two. We see the words are stored in top to bottom fashion, so the words is CD where C occurs before D. Coming to the queries, we need to move in bottom to top fashion, that D will occur first for us and then C. So we can say the two data are not in line with each other. We cannot change anything on query side as it is a user input. We can always change the way we store the data. In order to bring the two data in line with each word, we can simply store the words in reverse order. That way, word CD will become DC, and while searching, D will come before C. When we update the try with the new reverse word strategy, it will look like this. Now when we get query for D, we start searching from root and find D. Then we move to the previous query and find C. C is also present, so we check if it is the end of the word. It is the end of the word, so we return true in the case of query D. Now the question is how to store the previous queries. The answer is we will store it in a list. For every query, we will add the character into the list, and then we move from right to left, or we can say from end of the list to the start. If at any point we find the word and also it is the end of the word, then we return true. If we do not find the character, we return false. Let's see the algorithm now. In case of pre-processing, we will initialize the query list. Then we loop on the input array and add the values in try in reverse order. We then mark the end of the word. Now for the query method, we will first add the character into the query list. We will take a root in the temp variable. Then we will start traversing the list from the end till we reach the start. Inside the loop, we will update the temp with the character at position. If temp is present and it is the end of the word, we return true, else if the temp is null, we return false. We continue the loop while decrementing the position. If we didn't find anything, we simply return false. The time and space complexity for preprocessing is O of m into n, where n is the number of words and m is the word length. For query method, it is O of m, where m is the maximum depth of the try. Here is the actual code snippet. You can also find the link to the code in the description below. The more questions you do, the more you will learn about the concept. Here is the video of a question which uses try. Check out the video to learn more. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Let us know in the comment section what you think about the video.